It is Christmas in September on Comic Book Canon! That's right, you'll get that reference in a hot second. If you saw the Hawkeye trailer, you know what I mean. Super psyched to be here tonight. I have the best fresh from the comic shop gets I've ever gotten, maybe in the longest while, but I'm just feeling it today because it's fresh today, and I'm super psyched. I'm also psyched because Comic Ozzi is in the house. He will be our special guest co-host if he passes the interview, and we all know that's not a guarantee. But I'm super pumped to bring in my good friend and co-host, Christopher. How's it going?
You know what? I just have to say, you and our special guest co-host are sitting here talking about bartending and, you know, what'd you call it? Where you tended? Is that what's the proper terminology?
I guess you could say where you tended bar. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Some other terminology that I need to be aware of?
No, that's okay.
Well, I tended bar. You want to know where? You want to know what bar I tended?
Yeah, I do.
Starbucks.
That's a bar? You were a barista.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Pouring drinks, making sure people get what they want, and tampering down the crowd because they get hostile, not only in bars, but also in Starbucks. People get a little hostile. We've seen that.
Where's my latte?
Yeah. I mean, that's the most important thing in the morning. Most important thing. So yeah, we've all have stories, I'm sure. I've been, threatened. People wanted to pull me out and get in fights in the parking lot. And it's like, you know what? Let me wait till after my shift. Never happened, but whatever. So here we are. I'm sure Comic Ozzi, AKA Quinton, has some stories himself. But again, the interview is not going to revolve much around that. There will be a lot of other things. So before we get into bringing Quinton on, I'm super psyched he's here today. He's such a nice guy, very talented, creative. But before we do, we always have to hit the news, Chris. And we got some news. It's not much news, but it's substantial news. So I'm going to start it off, if that's all right with you, Chris, okay? Start it off because that's right. This week we finally got that Hawkeye trailer we've all been waiting for. Hawkeye series on Disney+. We also got a pretty sweet poster here, Christmas themed. It's like a teaser poster. I'm digging it, man. I am absolutely digging this poster, the relationship. And I'm super psyched about, the kind of the I'm at a loss for words. I don't know why. I'm psyched about the tone that they have in the chat. You know what? Just shut up, Jeff. Just tell me to shut up. We'll just show the damn trailer. Why am I yelling? I don't know. I'm just super psyched. Here's the trailer.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys. I'm making up for some lost time.
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
The past has caught up with me.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
It's the most wonderful time.
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
You're a Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling.
Things have gotten more complicated.
It's the most wonderful time of the It's the most wonderful time. Yes, the most wonderful.
This is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. Holy shit! There are arrows more dangerous than that
Oh, it's just some Christmas.
I'm loving the tone. Matt Fraction, David Asia, that series is fantastic. You got Lucky the Pizza Dog. By the way, one of their issues that just It's from the Pete Lucky's perspective. Outstanding. Crazy tone. Just looks super fun. And I guess this is an actual Christmas themed series, aka MCU entry. Iron Man 2, I would consider Christmas, but this definitively is. Chris, your thoughts on this trailer?
A little bit of a Die Hard vibes there, maybe, you know?
Oh yeah, good, yeah.
A little bit of Lethal Weapon 4 vibes, you know, bringing in the Joe Pesci, adding that more humor to the mix there.
Yeah.
So I see Marvel Studios, under Disney, doing what they've done best in tone, and taking a tone here where they're going to do some callbacks. They're going to pull from, you know, maybe they're pulling from the, you know, kind of that Die Hard, Lethal Weapon vibe, and then adding their own mix to it. I think we've seen them do that over and over again. You get the critics that talk about, oh, everything they do is a carbon copy. It's formulaic. It's this and that. But you know what? I'm sorry. They are so good. They've been so good, especially with these series now. You know, but going back to movies like The Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, making that a heist comedy, and Guardians of the Galaxy being similar to like a Star Wars epic space soap opera type of a theme. They've been so good at taking these tones and making something that may be a bit familiar and fun, but fresh at the same time. I'm looking for them to do the same thing with this show.
Yeah, and you got the Tracksuit Mafia. Again, y'all need to read that Matt Fraction, David Asia series, outstanding series, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be based loosely off of that. Before we get to our next news segment, I want to say, hey, what's up to Dan De La Torre, Chef R.D. Harris. We got Ian, a.k.a. Hood Rat Comics in the house. Team Nerd Herd. Ronnie Woolman, what's up? Peter Thornton, what's up, y'all? Indeed. We got Heroes Reborn, who's really enjoying the fourth time he's seen it, and he's super excited. Who else? We got Slots. I'm pretty sure that's Comic Toby 420. Fapped in America. Greetings from the Fap. First time I've heard your call signature, but I'm fucking loving it. And come on, Sith Lordly, good friend of the show, Sith Lordly. We got Super Rad Comics. Howdy, y'all. My goodness, we got a ton of people. And Brian Wilson, thank you. Everybody hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do, because we're nearing 1,000 subs, and we're going to have a giveaway. It's going to be fun. Speaking of giveaway, Comic Ozzi is giving away a pretty sweet comic today. So pay attention to the interview. Granted, he may get kicked off if he doesn't pass the interview. All right, Chris, you got the next news story. What's up?
Well, guys, we love to speculate on what's going to be coming up in the MCU. And we've had a ton of Daredevil rumors over probably the last couple of years here saying Charlie Cox is going to come back. And what's been paired with that? Well, if Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil, Kingpin's got to come back because Vincent D'Onofrio was just amazing. He just made Kingpin. I agree. But again, folks, are we getting our hopes down here? Vincent D'Onofrio speaks out on Twitter about Kingpin rumors. Now, there's some missing details here, folks, because it seems that there was a recent tweet from D'Onofrio that sparked some fans to start chirping about an MCU return. So you can say return. I know a lot of folks don't consider the Netflix shows canon, but I'm going to say return to the character of Kingpin. Well, he took to Twitter again this last week to state this: silly to look deeper into the little pieces I write. I've been writing them for years now, although I appreciate the fandom because I love playing him. Basically, I think that he's putting a little, deflation to that hot air that we've been blowing into this hype, guys. What's really funny about this tweet, though, is every time I read it, I hear it in his voice that he did for the Kingpin. And I feel like he's trolling us. You know how he took that tone. I don't even know if I can mimic it, but like, silly to look deeper. That very kind of, and I'm hearing his voice like that. It's like, oh man, he's like playing chess with us here. So look, folks, we know I wanted to talk about this because I think it's fun for all of us to speculate what's going to happen in the MCU, who's going to show up, who's going to show back up. And it's been so fun, I think, for most of us with the No Way Home, you know, the 2+ years since the last film, all the speculation leading up to No Way Home. We've had so many people say, I'm not going to be in it. That's not happening. And I think we know that there is a lot happening that maybe we were only speculating on some months ago. So it's always fun. I personally hope that Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio come back in their respective roles. If it doesn't happen, look, I'm not going to be mad. So my advice, well, is as long as Marvel Studios continue to do what they do, which is the trust in Feige slogan, right? But I don't know about you guys, folks, but let's keep having fun. Let's keep speculating. But don't get your hopes up if something doesn't happen, right?
This may be an unpopular opinion, but in my opinion, the Netflix series did more right than they did wrong. And they definitely nailed Charlie Cox. They definitely nailed Barenthel's Punisher. And they absolutely nailed Vincent D'Onofrio. So Vincent D'Onofrio, MCU Kingpin, would be so good. Joshua Deckenberger, I am 100% behind that comment. Absolutely. He would be outstanding to have in there. And I really hope some of these characters make it. It's still questionable whether that stuff was canon. I really hope it is because I invested in it time and time again. And I enjoyed most of it. I really did. I wanted Iron Fist to succeed. I wanted Defenders to succeed. But what do you know? Anyways. Moving on, D'Onofrio's not saying either way, but he's saying something. So that's keeping the conversation going. All right. Speaking of new conversations and new content, here's some DC EU news, right? Because we got our first Peacemaker look. That is right, from EW. They gave us this nice little shot of a little roundtable discussion going on here with Team Peacekeeper. So just a little backstory here. Gunn came up with the idea of Peacemaker series while in post-production for Suicide Squad. The problem was he killed off Peacemaker, so he thought in the film. As most of you know, the end credit scene, spoilers, it's great though. End credit scene, two of Waller's underlings, Jennifer Holland's Harcourt and Steve Agee's Economo, visit Peacemaker in the hospital. And I'll tell you what, Gunn can't stand bringing characters back to life, but he said, I did exactly the thing I hate when other filmmakers do it, admits Gunn. But I did it. I'll have to live with the repercussions, which is the most incredible TV show people will ever see. He is setting high expectations. Guys, this is an 8-episode series. It premieres in January, and we will see Harcourt and Economo back with seen as Peacemaker, as evidenced in this image. Chris, I'm psyched, man. I really dug Suicide Squad. We give DC a hard time with a lot of their films, actually most of their films, but I thought they did everything right with this film. It was fun. It was, action-filled. Heart. James Gunn is so good with the really kind of hardcore humor, but also throwing heart in there. And I thought it was out. I thought it was great, and I really like seeing his Peacekeeper.
Yeah, I had to warm up to him. I had to warm up to the movie. I know a lot of people think like that first, that intro piece. But I think that's just my personal preference because I'm not for like blood and gore personally.
Fair.
But John Cena is one of those characters that, or probably one of those actors that like, he's not a good actor. He's not a great actor. He's not there to win an Academy Award. But I think, and funny that he comes from a wrestling background, but I kind of look at it similar to the way I look at The Rock and Dwayne Johnson. It's like same thing. Dwayne Johnson, he's pretty cheesy if you think about it, but he has this presence and this charisma, and he's just so fun. And he's a good human being too. I think you could say similar things with John Cena. Like if he's put into the right role with the right writers and the right vision behind it, it's absolutely fun. And I think he did a great job at doing that, where if we reflect back on the first Suicide Squad, as much as there tried to be humor in there, it was way too serious.
Forced. Everything was forced.
Yeah, and exactly. But I really loved seeing the truth of Peacemaker come out through that film. And I really like seeing him kind of go bad and that evil side come out. So, yeah, I'm with you. I thought he did a great job. And, what can you say about Gunn? He breathed life into this character and into this film. And I absolutely am on board with doing an 8-episode series based on him.
Definitely. Lots to be excited about. Again, premieres in January, 8 episodes. So I'm excited. All right, that there ends the news. It's pretty slow, and it usually is this way late summer. Guys, we're going to be ramping up. November 12th, I believe, is the Disney's investors call, and there's going to be a ton of news. And Chris just left the show for good reason, I'm sure. Maybe he's nervous about what's going to happen next, and that's going to be our guest. But I don't want to introduce our guest co-host without my co-host and partner in crime. Maybe he went to the bathroom. I don't know. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just introduce our next guest here. That's right. Our next guest is one you should know by now, a constant in our show chat, and also but he also contributes to superb visual entries for Fresh from the Comic Shop. This man has also appeared on other channels as well. He's starting to pave his way as a content creator, and we are thrilled to now have him on our show. Please welcome the amazing Comic Ozzi, a.k.a. Quinton. What's happening?
Hey,
How
guys. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to take Chris off for right now. Not sure what's going on there, but we are super happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Got to enjoy this moment because, as you know, it may not last. We may have to kick you off. And
I know.
You knew that well and good coming into this.
Right. I already made dinner plans just in case you kicked me off. So, it's all good.
Good. Well, here's the deal. You're getting a lot of love here. Peter Thornton loves you. Dan De La Torre loves you. Axel Levin. Chef R.D. Harris.
Wow.
Azori's Tiger. He loves you.
Wow. Look at all this love.
Because you are a beloved member in this community. You have spoken up.
Thank you.
You're starting to do a lot of cool things. You have your own channel. The link down below. Y'all should be subscribing as well as following him on Instagram. I do believe, let's talk about this real quick. I do believe that you're going to be having a giveaway on your Instagram. Is that correct?
Yep. I just reached the 500 some mark. So I'm going to be launching a small little video tomorrow just on the details on how to win. And that'll be dropping probably around noon tomorrow. But all the details will be there. And I'll put a post on Instagram as well. Y'all
should be following. By the way, the numbers and concurrence, people who are watching at the same time just jumped when your face came on screen. There's going to be a lot of people that are not happy if I have to kick you off.
That's okay. That's all right.
All right.
I told you I've been kicked off of many things, so I'm used to it.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to get this started, though, real quick.
All right.
We're going to throw some softballs here on this interview.
Sure.
First off, what do you want to talk about you?
About me?
Yeah.
About me?
Yeah, go for it.
You can talk about pretty much anything if you want to get into the bartending life for sure.
No. We're not anything you want to promote other than we did the 500.
I see.
Your YouTube channel.
So,
what else?
Right on. So
I run the show here. Chris
see.
and I run the show. Speaking of Chris.
I'll take my hands off the wheel.
Yeah. By the way,
Sorry,
you're in the wrong position, by the way, right? That's where Chris goes.
I really thought about it, and I said, you know what? I don't know. Having Comic Ozzi on today, I don't know if I could have done it, so I tried to bail. I'm just kidding. I'm so happy to have Comic Ozzi on. To be quite honest, guys, I got a call from my son, who is out at a school function right now. So I just had to make sure that he was good. I do apologize.
Family first, guys. Family first. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Chris better be going to get his Blue Jays hat. Chris said that in the rehearsal pre-show.
I know,
right?
The hotel room, but he'll be back in his house hopefully next week. Everybody knock on wood. All right, and one thing, Dan De La Torre. I wanted to hear about the bartending. You will, Dan. Trust me. All right, here we go. We're gonna get this started, Chris. I'm gonna start off with the first question. Chris usually, drives these interviews, does a great job, but we're gonna tag team here. We know you're from Toronto, but where did you grow up?
I grew up north of the city. People may know Wonderland. It's like that big, huge sort of entertainment. It's close to there. It's a place called King City. Spent about 25 years there, and then I moved down to the big city. So
okay, how far is King City away from Toronto?
Maybe about 40 minutes drive. It's out there for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's not that bad of a drive at all, actually.
No.
All right.
No.
Chris, we're all HGTV fans here, especially you.
Yeah, I just I got rid of cable, so I haven't watched it as much. But cool thing about living in this, yes.
I just want to preface that Kamikaze has his own business. He flips house as well, so that's going to give you some context into what Chris is getting into right
There you
now.
go. There you
okay.
go. Awesome.
All right.
So yeah, so I used to be up till 2 a.m. watching HGTV. Got rid of cable. I've been in this hotel for 2 months, and guess what we have? HGTV. So I was, I've been watching, but I gotta ask. I gotta ask you here. I really enjoy the shows where they're flipping the houses.
Sure.
Somebody's in the market to buy a house. They have a budget. They go in, they tear it down, they rebuild. So
Sure.
I gotta ask you, between two shows, are we going with Chip and Joanne with Fixer Upper, or the solo now, Nicole Curtis, the Rehab Addict?
Oh, Chip for sure. Chip and Joanna. Like, yeah,
All right.
those guys are great. It's
seem like-
more of an entertainment show than
They
anything else.
seem like genuine people. You just want to hang out and have a beer with them. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
right? That complex they built down in Texas, that's amazing.
Yeah, and plus the empire they built. All their stuff's
Yeah.
Target now. So good
Yeah.
out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Curtis, not so sure, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Moving
good
on.
answer. Good answer.
Okay, so I passed.
what's-
All right, good.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
only going to
you
get more
did,
difficult
'cause-
here.
What's really funny about the Rehab Addict, Nicole, is I haven't watched her, when she was with her husband, I was kind of cheesy to me. And then I watched the show last week, and like she was getting all the stuff, like they got the wrong tile, they got the wrong cupboards. And I'm like, this is what I'm going through right now. So I'm like, I would never use them again.
Yeah.
It happens.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
You got
All
the
right.
next one. It's a big deal being
I'm just-
Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bitter. I'm bitter right now, guys, because everything I've been through. Okay, next question. We're going to talk about some
I'm ready.
Canadian grub next to good old US of A grub here.
Uh-oh, I'm afraid.
Poutine or chili fries?
Oh, well, I've had both. I'm gonna have to say poutine.
All right, there we go. He is gone. Chili fries are the way to go. Absolutely. Jeez. And I didn't even get to the bartending questions, too. Sorry, guys. So it's just going to be Chris and I for the remainder of the show. Hopefully, we can try and give away the book that Kamikaze was going to give away.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to. You know what? He's a nice guy. I guarantee. I don't want to give him that whole Canadian stereotype, but you know what? Let's bring him back in. Forget it. He's too nice.
I had no control over this one.
Okay, I come back. All right. I was leaving out the front door for my dinner reservation.
I know.
Okay.
Cancel it. Well, don't
Okay.
cancel it yet. It's not
Okay.
done.
Not okay.
All right. Why poutine, real quick, before we move on?
Sorry, why? Because I just love Montreal. Every time I go there, you definitely have to stop for it. It's horrific on your stomach, but it's just awesome.
You honestly, your cities in Canada are Montreal. I love Montreal. Anyway,
Montreal's great. Yeah, I know.
moving on. All right, in the past, I've been a bartender, and it's such a fun job. Absolutely, you are a bartender as well, and I think you said why you just want to be able to get in the mix and conversations and have fun and meet new people, kind of a thing.
Right.
And it helps your kind of your business, right? Flipping houses and stuff like that in some way.
Yep.
All right, that's fair because you have to talk to people as a bartender. You have to be personable.
Sure, to a point, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
You do. Yes.
And it can be challenging at times, especially when people order specific shots. So I'm going to give you a list of shots, and you're going to tell me how they're made.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, but there might be a difference between.
I don't know if there's no difference. There's a right and a wrong. Here we go.
Okay.
Buttery nipple.
I didn't know this was a test.
Oh, this is an interview.
Oh no, it sounds like a test.
Buttery nipple.
A buttery. See, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
people in Canada don't order buttery nipples. I think it's butterscotch and spiced rum. No?
Incorrect. It's butterscotch and Baileys.
Yeah.
Butterscotch schnapps and Baileys.
Okay.
Very
All
popular
right.
shot.
I got half of it right. So can I stay for half of the show?
Half
Let's
credit.
see. There's more coming up.
Okay, we're not done. Damn.
No. That's a very popular shot in the college town that I worked in. So moving on.
Right. Okay.
3 wise men.
3 wise men. Well, Johnny, Jack, and Jim.
You got that right.
Right.
All right, here we go. This one has got to be one of your favorites to make. You got to always love it when somebody comes up to the bar and
Soda?
asks for this one. Nope. Long Island iced tea.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what's in it? All the white liquors plus a little Coke and a little splash of bar lime.
But people are not going to know what the white liquors are, so you're going to have to list those off.
Oh, okay. Rum, gin, vodka, triple sec, white tequila.
Yes, you are correct.
Oh, okay.
And here is the last one. This is the one that may get you kicked off for a second time.
Okay.
By the way, I just want to mention Sean Miller loves a Long Island iced tea. I got to tell you guys, when I bartended, I hated making Long Island iced teas. It took so many times to run around in your speed rail getting all those things, but maybe I wasn't that good of a bartender. I think I was. All right.
Well, you just said speed rail, so you must be a bartender.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Last one here.
Okay.
Shot. A
what?
Jersey Turnpike.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of that. I've been bartending for over 25 years.
It was a trick question. Jersey Turnpike, guys, is, you know, the rubber mats that you have below, and all of the excess liquor and drinks, or excess and juices and what have you get in there. You take that and you throw it into a shot glass. It is disgusting.
Ew.
That's a Jersey Turnpike. You know what? That's not fair.
We call those
I'm gonna
match
throw
shots.
up just from hearing that.
That's disgusting.
horrible.
It's disgusting. All right. I have the next question too.
Okay. Oh, no more bartending questions?
No more bartending. That was a hard one. I admit. I threw that in there knowing what that would be.
Okay.
All right. So moving on here. Who on the Raptors? And I know you're not. You said you're not that huge of a sports fan, other than doing like outdoor sports like mountain biking and things. Kudos. You would think are shredded, by the way, because of that.
Not
Who on the Raptors ended the Sixers season in the 2019 Eastern Conference Semifinals, Game 7?
2019?
That's the year they won the championship.
Kawhi Leonard.
Correct, Chris. Move
Oh,
on.
I was like,
It still hurts. It still hurts.
I
Chris.
know he's just salty.
It was one of those things. Kawhi shot the ball, and it just slow motion bounced up. I think it may have hit the rim again.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It
So-
didn't even look like the trajectory of the bounce could fall like forward. It even looked like it was going this way, but then it went back in. It was nuts.
I was working that night, and the bar, the city just like erupted. It was monumental. Like
I think
it was
Peter Thorne's
crazy.
right. It was 4 rim bounces, and
Oh,
it
okay.
was
It was crazy.
that game could have gone either way for either team, and it was just gut wrenching. Anyways, Chris, moving on.
All right. I'll give you a minute to.
It's been a pretty
Let it
good
out.
interview. You've been
I'm
kicked off.
sweating. I'm sweating. Like
All right. So, big, you've been showing Canadian love here, with a couple of things that we asked. So another one, we know Toronto is famous for the CN Tower,
mhm.
the nice big needle tower that they got there.
Yeah.
So we got to go CN Tower or the Seattle Space Needle.
like what I like better?
Which one is your personal favorite?
Oh, CN Tower. Come on. Like I have to say it, or else like all my Canadian friends are gonna be like, I'll see you later. Mind you, no, none of my like nobody in Toronto like will go up there. It's like it's for it's tourism, but I love that it's there.
You say that with conviction, and that gives you points. So
Okay.
I agree, Jeff.
Okay.
this one,
I
though,
agree.
oh boy, this one, I don't know which way he'll go with this one.
Okay, yeah. So and Jeff. So let me.
You guys are making me really scared on this one.
I gotta communicate with you here,
You may
Jeff.
well be when you hear it.
Yes,
Okay.
this means a lot to me, and I already told you, I'm sensitive. All right, so let me just let you know.
It's okay.
something here.
I'm sensitive too. It's all right.
All
Chris,
right.
don't play
Right.
anything. 'Cause we'll get kicked off of YouTube.
All right.
Please don't play the spoon. Don't play the spoons.
I just let you know.
Are you gonna play the spoons or?
I just let you know if he's gonna hurt my feelings here. Okay. All right. Here we go. Canadian love. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I love my musicians.
Yep.
Love my Canadian musicians. Sarah McLachlan or Alanis Morissette.
Sarah McLachlan or Alanis Morissette. I'm gonna have to say Sarah McLachlan.
Oh,
Alanis was
intact.
Alanis was just too sad. Like that album came out. It was great. It was sad.
Sarah does have that one song that they attached with the woo, that's
with the animals. And you're just like
angel, arms of an angel.
Take my money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all right, this is the last question.
I'll say though, real quick here. See, Sarah McLachlan for me, like for those that don't know, because as Sarah McLachlan got older, she got more like contemporary alternative. But if you go back and listen to her early stuff from the 90s, especially the early 90s, man, she's on some hardcore ish, man, for real.
Great.
He's breaking up. He's breaking up.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're good.
What were you saying?
I'm okay. Sorry?
Can you repeat what you had said?
Oh, sorry. She's such a great musician. Like, she's fantastic.
Yeah. I saw her live too. It was amazing.
She represents like Canada, right? Including some other musicians. So
yeah, she did that whole Lilith Fair thing too, man. That was huge in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And speaking of 90s, this is a nice
we're taking it back to the 90s here.
Segue here, because honestly, I think this was our last question. We have a lot of people that are asking you questions.
Okay.
I don't know what to get to.
So this is a two-part question.
Sure.
And it goes back, we're kind of like 80s, more late 80s, early 90s.
Are you guys trying to date me? Like what? Like my age, or like?
You're a product
maybe
of
a little
the
bit.
90s. We get it. I'm a product of the 90s too, as is Chris. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I am not.
All right, here we go. Staying on the music tip.
Okay.
Grunge or hair metal?
Grunge or hair metal? Grunge or hair metal? I'm gonna have to say grunge on this one. I like as a little headbanger growing up. I grew into grunge, and it was a big sort of eye-opening experience for me. Grunge for sure.
Okay. Well then.
Right.
Okay, this is gonna be tough.
I'm not. You guys haven't kicked me off yet. This is awesome.
No, there's more coming.
Okay.
That are based on this question. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay.
All right. I don't know about you, Jeff, but I know my answer, and it might be surprising, but this might be a tough one.
I know my answer too on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Nirvana or Alice in Chains?
Ooh. Oh my God. That's a hard one, actually. I'm gonna have to say, just because of the impact they had, I'm gonna have to say Nirvana, because I like Dave Grohl. Is that a bad thing? I like Dave Grohl.
That's exactly my answer, actually.
Okay, sorry.
Chris, what about you?
Look, man. Here's the thing. I am a huge Alice in Chains fan.
Right? Yeah, for
Personally.
sure. Yeah.
But, and I mean, both have tragic history behind the groups, which is crazy. But I really think, like, I think with grunge, you can't, and I think this is probably with most genres, it's not about who did it first. But when you have a group that breaks barriers and does it in a way that makes it, and I'll use Tupac as an example, for as great as Tupac was, just with the music, he took from the greats before him, like Rakim and KRS-One and so forth. But I think Nirvana kind of took, what I liked about Nirvana is they took like the essentials of classic rock in that new era and really made it their own. So you gotta kind of, it's not, I don't think it's a popularity thing with Nirvana just because they're more known, but you really got to give them credit for like the impact in the branding that they did within their own music, if that makes sense.
For sure.
It
Yeah.
was an interesting time, and they helped open the door with Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, all those guys. Mother Love Bone before Pearl Jam. So good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, but we have to say that I have to, and I hate using this word because when I say assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. But I'd assume that you did have some respect for some hair bands. So Chris, I'm teeing it up for you. What do you got?
All right. Well, I have
Okay.
a straight cut answer. Jeff, we might disagree on this one. I don't know. I don't have power to cut people either.
All right. Ask the question. Let's just go.
Def Leppard or Poison?
Def Leppard.
Oh, thank
See how
God.
fast I answered that?
Def Leppard, you're in.
Right?
You are in. All right, here we go.
Come on.
Because you're getting some questions here, by the way. Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons?
Oh.
From Sean Miller, a.k.a. Grump.
Oh man, I don't know. Like Tim Hortons for me is no bueno. Like it's not a good, like as a Canadian establishment, it's awesome, but the coffee sucks. Sorry, man. It's just Dunkin' Donuts. I've been to the States. It's pretty good. It's not bad. So I'm gonna have to say Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, you know what? Honestly, I don't have a horse in the game here. So, Chris, I've never been to Tim Hortons. I know about it, but I've never been there.
Yeah, it's a Canadian establishment, and you're right. Like you get it when you're going up north and all that stuff, but it's just it's
okay. All right, fair. Here's a legit question, and I'm interested in this as well because, by the way, as well as having like a great on-screen personality and being a contributor in this community because you do a lot with Spine Chicks and Sith Lordly and all that.
Thank you.
You send in stellar images of your books. So here's your board. What gave him the idea to take pics of his books the way he does?
Oh, you're asking me that? So I went to like a school of the arts way back when, and I have a pretty extensive art background, and I had a lot of jobs and businesses that was involved a lot of creativity. So I looked at comic books, and I've always looked at comic books as art, right? Like the writing, the illustration, everything. So I wanted to sort of bring justice to that because I was seeing a lot of like, hazy pictures and whatever. Yeah. Like some people probably don't like the stuff that I put out there, which is cool, but I wanted to bring a little bit more texture to the comic and bring it more to the forefront, the art to the forefront, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it because we use you as an example all the time of composition. This is how to make your books look pretty, and also you tie it in with a book that's in the background. It's very subtle. You got to look,
right?
But it's really well done. And I know this is a follow up to like one of your answers, but I just want to use it as a strict question right here.
Sure.
Like, what kind of Canadian are you? I'm sure it was like TS is offended that you don't like Tim Hortons, but I just want to take it just as this.
Yeah.
What kind of Canadian are you?
Oh, because I don't like Tim Hortons? What kind of
Canadian? Just answer the question as it is. What kind of Canadian are you? Are you a friendly Canadian or a nice Canadian?
Really all Canadians are nice. Like, yeah, for sure.
That's what I was trying to get at right there. And because of that, you have passed. You are now an official guest co-host on Comic Book Cannon. Everybody. You got kicked off twice. I don't think
it's not bad, right?
But you're in because you are a very nice guy. We're very excited to have you here. You bring a lot to the community.
Thank you. Again. Appreciate it. Thank you. That was fun.
So again, the show is just as much yours as it is ours. So have at it and do what you want. Otherwise, as much as you can. You know what I mean? Because you really have no control, and we can still kick you off.
Right.
But moving on, you watch the show?
Yeah.
So you know what's happening next.
Yes.
But I'm going to tee it up for Chris. Chris, what do we got going on right now?
Fresh from the comic shop.
Live from the pressing salon. That's right. Each and every week we ask you to present us your fresh gets via Instagram by tagging us at FFTCS and also tagging us with our handle on Fresh from the Comic Shop. And wouldn't you know it? Just by entering, you can win some great comic books. Like this. This is this month's comic book. It's Darth Vader #3, first appearance of Doctor Aphra. Yes, it's a 9.2, but this book is hot, and it's only going to get hotter. She will make her way to the screen at some point. I guarantee, I'm calling it, and it's basically like saying grass is green at this point. And this is courtesy of Whatnot. And if you don't know what Whatnot is, you should listen here, because Whatnot is Whatnot combines the safe buying platform of eBay with the video component of Twitch. Their mission is to bring together collectors and enthusiasts to safely buy, sell, and connect. Now, this is how you enter the contest. You must be signed up to Whatnot. That link is below, and with that sign-up link, you get $3 off your first purchase. Shout out to Moonlit Comics. She just she just recently bought something off there. We got a notification. You must follow Comic Book Canon on Whatnot. Post a pic of your fresh get on Instagram, and make sure you use that hashtag FFTCS, and we will post your pictures here. A lot of you post like a lot of pictures during the week. We can only take one submission, but we'll do as best a job as we can by picking the best one. And I know that's subjective, but just roll with us. Now, to be entered to win and move on to the semifinals, your book must have 3 of the criteria here. Presentation. We were just talking about that. Ozzi does a great job of presenting his books, composing a beautiful shot. That's one thing. How unique is the book, right? It could be decades old. It could be, it could be something that, it's a low print run. It's very rare, or, what have you. Just something that's unique. And also something that's this adds a lot of weight to things. Something that means something to you, right? So we hear some amazing stories, and we really appreciate every story you guys send us. Those are things that really go a long way as well. It could be any of those things, or something just out of left field. Have fun with it. Again, it's your fresh gets. They could be 2 days old. They could be, 20 years old. But as long as you got them this week or the past week, we'll show them off. All right, shall we get to it, guys? You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
Excited.
Because, Kamikaze, you have a responsibility, okay? You have a responsibility. You're going to pick the next semifinalist.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Yep. So you better be paying attention. Don't pretend like you didn't know. You've seen the show a couple of times. Here we go. We got Real Caleb Leland. Had to run some errands today and decided to walk through one of the secondhand shops in town. Found this for $6 and decided to pick it up. Not the best shape, but pressing might get it up to a 6 or 6.5. Any thoughts? We don't really grade, especially like this. Chris is probably I'm not sure how well you are, Quinton, but I'm not a great grader. So
no,
and even with that picture, it's going to be hard for Chris to determine anything. I don't see any flaws from that angle or picture.
Yeah,
so that's a tough one.
It's hard to
It's
tell.
definitely got wearing all around the edges of the book. It looks like it's crinkled where it's not sitting flat as well. So
Yeah.
that's pressable. You can get it pressed up and get that nice and clean. But there's definitely some wear around the edges there. But yeah, with just a far out picture like that, guessing the grade is almost impossible. But what I will say though is that a press will definitely clean that book up.
I do like that book, though. That's a fantastic, classic kind of 80s book. Dazzler is a hot character, and who knows? We may see her in the MCU at some point. Next up, we got House of L Comics. Just got in today and sending to CGC. Nice. You know what? I don't know what this is obviously a newer book, and I don't know what the significance is.
Batman Who Laughs, first appearance.
That's first appearance.
I believe that's a second print because it's red.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, good stuff. House of L. Sorry, guys. Sometimes my DC knowledge is on point. Other times, not so much. All right. We got Marvel Man 616, Doctor Strange number 50, the first team appearance of the Secret Defenders, Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Ghost Rider. Awesome cover, one of my all-time favorites, and a cool key book. This is so straight up 90s, guys. With the, the foil and all. I mean, it's part foil, too, by the way, so they got a little advanced in their foil presentation. But I do love that cover, too. I'm not sure
that cover's great, yeah.
Outstanding cover. So good stuff, Marvel Man 616 Comics. All right, next up, we got our good friend Son of Comics, and he always approves his book by putting that red Hulk right there. That's right. Spider-Man #1 CGC 9.8. First team up of Miles Morales, Peter Parker, and Spider-Man 1 Comics second print variant. Now, if this is going to happen in the movies, it's inevitable. There's a shot, guys. There's definitely a shot. And we're going to have a little bit more to say on this book a little bit later in the show. little bit later in the show. All right, moving on. We got good friend of the show, Nukes Comics. I picked up this copy of Spawn, issue 311 from Titan Comics. It is a stunning Chadwick Boseman memorial cover by McFarlane and Anderson. I remember watching Black Panther with my son, and it instantly became one of our favorite movies. I couldn't pass this book up. I mean, I remember when this came out. Chris, you got a handful of these, and I think you sent one to CGC just for you to have in a slab.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that honestly, man, it leaves a mark. And those are the books that that I think leaves a mark for more reasons than one in this community. So big ups.
Absolutely.
Moving on, we got E. Marvell. Guys, I always love his presentation as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
He's got just stunning. Just his presentation is usually stunning, and I appreciate it greatly. As he says, Cullen Bunn is killing the game on so many titles. The Vault Comics title is very lucky, or Vault Comics is very lucky because this read is a banger. Issue 1 kind of pulled the curtain back a little bit, but issue 2 was like, bruh! So I'm waiting for issue 3, like, lots on there. Yes, counting the fucking minutes, bro. The last book you'll ever read is fire. Good stuff, man. We are psyched that you're psyched. I haven't read this book. I have heard good things about it, so totally digging it. You know who I always dig? And he's a former winner, by the way, so not eligible to win, but he's always sending in books, and that is Sicilian Comics, another great batch of books that I just got from the Italian comic shop from Italy. This beautiful copy is finally mine. Come on.
Oh, man.
He's
That's
got
so good.
Yeah, Devil, Ghost, and Iron Man. You got Ghost Rider, you got Daredevil, but I don't see Iron Man on the cover there represented, but that is
Ghost Iron Man? That's weird.
Yeah, super cool. Super cool.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, those Italian comics he's always showing off are fantastic. All right, we got Red Comics. Here's probably one of my grails. The local comic shop I work at, we just bought a collection, and this was inside of it. For the past month, I worked at home to accumulate enough credit, and today was the day it came home. Hard work pays off, people, and we are so happy you got one of your grails. Early Key X-Men comics with the Submariner, who's definitely going to heat up. He's going to make his way into the MCU. All right, as y'all know, our guest co-host always goes first with their fresh gets. What do you got, Quinton?
Ooh, so I can't put up the Warlocks, right? No, okay. I won't do that. I won't do that.
Well played.
It was at my local comic shop, and I was just grabbing some stuff. They have like a separate area to look at some of the back bins, whatever. And I dropped my stuff off. I was coming back, and then I saw at the front desk they had a little pack. I've been looking for this in a really nice condition for a long time, but they had it was for a really good price, and I know it was it's going to be heating up quite shortly.
I feel like it's already heating up.
Yeah, I think so, but I think it still has a lot of potential.
Definitely.
But it's
good stuff, man.
Right? It's a great cover too.
Yeah, good stuff. George Perez, right?
Yeah.
I told you sometimes my DC knowledge is on point.
My DC knowledge is very weak as well, so that's why I'm kind of jumping on.
Well, I'm not going to say mine's weak.
Mine's weak.
Listen, Corgan's just mad that he didn't get to see the Watlocks. Keep it going, everybody. Keep the Watlock going. Matt Stadge, we love you. All right, moving on. More from you fine people as well. We got Comic Toby. What do you got, Comic Toby? Hi, everybody. Today I bought 3 copies of Ultimate Fallout 4. It's okay. The store still had 7 more copies to sell. I did them a favor. Watch your favorite comic book come to life in your playroom with these cool toys. Definitely. And Chris had a few words to say this evening on the Fast Smile. Why can't I pronounce that?
Facsimile.
God, that's awful. That's embarrassing.
Facsimile.
Y'all need to watch the replay on Chris's channel. Moonlit Comics just joined us this evening. Former guest co-host. She owns one of those comic book canon varsity jackets that she'll probably never get. She's owed it. We don't know if we'll ever get them out. But Moonlit Comics, Star Wars 35. Here's a look at one of my favorite covers from the Volume 1 Star Wars run, paired with one of my favorite pop figures. I'm only 2 issues away from completing this run in memory of my father. That's really cool.
Awesome. That was awesome. Yeah.
Know her story, but she was a guest co-host, and she talked about that. So that's definitely touching. And what issues are they though? The 2 issues you need? Let us know. All right, moving on. We got Into Oblivion, and guys, talking about the '90s. Just love this, guys. The Iron Giant, 1999 promotional comic giveaway. First appearance of the Iron Giant in comic book form. I love this film, guys. Love this film. I can't wait to show my daughter this film. She may be a little bit young for it. She's 5, but that's a great book, Into Oblivion. Absolutely great book.
It's a good movie, yeah.
Excellent
It's
movie.
one of my son's favorite.
Absolutely.
We had it on VHS.
Is it on a streaming platform?
Is it on a streaming platform?
Yeah, I guess there's something called
I don't
Google.
know. I had my kids. We still had a VHS. I still do. I have a VCR. So we had all this VHS collection with all the like Disney classics. We had Iron Giant, all the Pixar films. So they got to grow up watching the VHSs. But yeah, my son was just talking about that movie the other day.
That's incredible. So that's a great book. Chris, your turn. What's your first fresh get
all
of
right.
the week?
Guys, again, because I haven't bought a comic. Well, I did do my monthly My Comic Shop previews orders. So I will have some newer books coming, but I still haven't purchased any comics in like 2 months. So I'm still piggybacking off of my last, back issue order that I made. So again, I'm sorry if I'm kind of cheating, but if I didn't, I wouldn't have anything to show you guys.
We hate cheaters. We hate cheaters.
But this is another. I've been really looking at some awesome DC stuff as of late. Not a key or anything, but just an awesome 15 center. Brave and the Bold number 95.
Oh my gosh, you and the Brave and the Bold, you're killing it, dude.
Yeah, I love these
Good
covers,
stuff. That's awesome, man.
That's great.
Yeah, I got them. My Comic Shop. See, real cool thing about My Comic Shop. We're kind of like, this is a commercial pitch here, but it's just me being honest. I talked about, I think last week when I showed off a book about the piggybacking, where you $5 shipping and you can keep ordering and piggyback off of one shipment. And they do a weekly discount too, where you get like 10% off of certain books. And they had a 10% off of DC, like A through M or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I was able to get a good price on this
Good
with the
stuff,
10%
man.
discount.
I'm digging that you're like all in on Brave and the Bold. By the way, Mama Comic is in the house. She was our guest co-host last week. Quinton, I just gotta say, she only got kicked off once, I think. So
All
sorry
right.
about that, bud.
Okay.
Moving on. Who do we got next? Who do we got? Okay. AZ Mailman. That's who we got. Here we go. AZ Mailman. What? This is the hot book.
Wow.
I could not find this at my local comic shop, knowing it was going to be.
I love it.
My submission for Fresh in the Comic Shop this week are the 10 copies of the Raza Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant to Iron Man 12. It's a good thing I pre-ordered because not a single copy made it to the shelf or either store in my area. Yeah, they were definitely hard to find. It's a nice segue, though, because remember I said I had a great haul this week. I have so many books I want to show, and I had to pare it down. And I went to my local comic shop not expecting to see this at all. So I'm just going to give you guys my first fresh get. I went to Newberry Comics after that, though, guys. I told you I made a killing the last time. I found some hot books that were just still there, and this book was absolutely there. But that's not the only book I got at Newberry.
Nice.
And this is turning into a little honey hole. People are like, shut up. Why are you telling people about your honey hole? And some people may think some nasty things, too. But that's not where I'm going with that. Because you know what? We share wealth. We share knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is wealth. That's what we do here. Absolutely. All right, moving on. We got... Who do we got? Bobzilla. Love the name, by the way. Bobzilla. Are you a 90s Jim Lee X-Men fan? Of course you are. X-Men #1. Collect all 5 versions. Advance Comics 32. Fun fact. The original artwork created for this cover was auctioned and sold on 11/12/2014 via Heritage for $20,315. That's a cool... This is what we're going to talk about. This is a unique book. Obviously, they are, I guess it's some sort of a previews, saying that this is, coming, the X-Men 1. We all know that, it's actually a classic now at this point, even though there were millions of copies produced.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty cool. That's what we're talking about.
Cool. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Unique.
That's pretty different. Yeah.
Yeah. Unique and original. All right, next up we got Super Rad. I was only supposed to pick up my pull list today, but my local comic shop had some absolute fire on the wall today. Going to send this beauty to see ASAP. Yeah, man. Good stuff. I like, and guys, you notice the video game in the background there.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice little tie in there.
You got Rogue, this is Rogue's first appearance, and then you got Magneto. Yeah. Really cool. Well done, Super Rad Comics. By the way, Super Rad was a finalist, I think, with the Hydra Man.
He was a finalist.
He lost to Saved by the Bell. April X Visions.
Came so close.
Tommy Boy Collection's wife. Those super talented people. Super Rad's pretty talented himself as well. Next up, we got Raw Dog Comics. My favorite time of the year is just around the corner.
Oh, nice.
Fresh gets for me just in time. House of Secrets 96 and 111. House of Secrets 96 from 1971. I fell in love with this cover and had to find it. Bring on all the freaky, scary stuff. That painting is haunted. Stay safe, everyone.
Yo, can we call out the Teletubby?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we definitely should call it out. It's greit's I don't know if it's a I don't know how it ties in.
Oh, right there, yeah.
But we're talking composition here, guys. Again, throwing some cool stuff in the mix.
Yeah, let me tell you something, because he was talking about creepy stuff. My oldest son loved the Teletubby show when he was a baby, like up to toddler, that age. And when he got older, he's 16 now, and he was like, had seen it again. He was like, what the hell is this? Why did you have me watching this? Like, this is giving me like nightmares, right? So now that he's older, he's like, this is some creepy crap. Like,
yeah, absolutely. By the way, I'm sharing the knowledge. Heroes Reborn, Jeff. Which Newberry, White Plains, or Garden City? It's White Plains. So be on the lookout, man. If you can't find stuff at your local comic shop, go there. And I just ruined it for I don't know, whatever. It's either you appreciate it
and now it's done.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever. All right, moving on. We got, what we got? We got Quinton, second fresh get of the week. What do you got?
All right. I found these from a guy on eBay. He had like 4 or 5 of them, and he said they were near mint, and it turned out to be. And I'm a Wolverine fan, and I didn't have this in the collection.
Nice.
This is such a classic cover, right? Frank Miller. It's just amazing. I love it.
That's a great one, man.
I'm a Wolvie fan, so I'm happy to have this.
Is it because you're Canadian?
A little bit, yeah. Because I kind of like Alpha Flight, that whole connection. Like, it kind of brings back those memories. So anytime I can get something Wolvie, I definitely will grab it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an absolute classic right there. So
the colors on this book are like stunning.
I mean, look at the gradient, like going on with the purple to the blue, right?
Oh, it's so good, right?
How it falls off his back too, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And he did a good job. All 4 of those books have that similar theme, but different colors.
Right. Yeah.
Green, blue.
Yeah.
That kind of orange, and then black.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Good stuff, man. You are bringing it. You're absolutely bringing it. But you know who else brought it? We got. Who do we? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. We got Miguel G Comics. Why did that not pop up? I'm having issues here. That was super. Miguel G Comics is not popping up.
We see it. It was there.
Yeah, no, it came up.
Yep.
Not coming up on my preview.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah, I see
That's good because I don't see it at all. All right.
Here.
So I don't really want to spend that much money on his first appearance. So when I went with an okay copy of Avengers 54, the second appearance of Dane Whitman as Black Knight. Smart move, Miguel.G.Comics. This is a great book to have. I actually have one of these. I got this back in the day, not even knowing that it was Dane Whitman's second appearance. But that is some good stuff right there. I do believe, guys, there's a cameo of Ultron in this, or it's his second appearance as well. I can't remember. Gotta look that up. Anyways, is it off the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So weird. It's not showing up for me, guys, so that's a little scary.
It's like the Ghost comic.
What's that?
The Ghost comic.
So weird. All right, we got Raw Dog Comics. Nope, we don't. Nope. I don't know what's going on here. All right, that was not Raw Dogs Comics. I'm going to have to shout it out here. My favorite time Did I miss Super Red? No, I said that.
You got Super
all right,
Red
guys,
and Raw
sometimes it's
Dog.
difficult.
You just like them so much you keep wanting to show them.
I guess. All right,
Yeah.
Tommy Boy Collections. All right, Tommy
There we go.
Boy.
That's
What's
a new
up, buddy? Is
Whoa.
that
There we
up?
go.
Whoa.
It's not up for me. This is strange. Birthday pickup today for my baby girl who just turned 3. Beauty and the
Wow.
Beast issue number 1, 1992, on display with her 1950 vintage stroller that's been restored for her.
Holy.
She is the beauty, and her dad is the beast.
Wow.
Listen,
That is
he's not-
awesome.
he's not eligible to win it because he's already won, but every week,
That's
him and his
good.
wife April bring it, and that is just awesome to hear. Their
That's
daughter
great.
just turned 3. Is it removed? Because I can't.
Yeah.
All right, because here's April's. I love this. I have a daughter. This is exactly what I want to expose her to in terms of these characters. We got. Is that up?
Captain Marvel.
Okay, great.
That's the Marvel action.
Powerful, self-assured, independent, determined, brave, and confident. All the things I get to celebrate about my daughter. Today
Wow.
we picked up this number 1 issue of Marvel Action, Captain Marvel, for fun and modern story time for her 3rd birthday. Again, guys, this is the stuff I'm looking for, and it's I just love being on the lookout for these things and exposing my daughter to this too. So good on you guys. I really appreciate that you're sharing that with us. Unfortunately, you guys are not eligible to win. Moving on though, Chris, what is your second fresh get of the week?
All right, so this was my new monthly previews orders. Again, I order all of my new releases via my comic shop at 35% off cover price. I haven't read this series yet, and it's already on issue 3. After reading Future State, I just loved it, loving the character. I just haven't read anything. Wonder Woman number 3, the cover B variant. That is just it's tough
that cover's
because
awesome.
it's so. Hold on, let me kind of take a little light off because you guys. There we go. Look at that.
That's
That's
gorgeous,
beautiful.
man.
That's a great cover. Yeah.
I loved issue 1. I love the Future States. I haven't read 2 or 3 yet, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cover right there. No doubt about that. So good stuff. Moving on, our good friend Justin from No Good Comics. Is it up? Sorry.
Primordial.
Yeah, have you read Primordial yet? He says. No spoilers, but go read it. From the creators of Gideon Falls, Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrento, set up for another twisted and wild ride with this dark sci-fi thriller that takes place during the Cold War era. I picked this up today, and it was one that I wanted to show off as well, but it was like, I went to Newberry Comics, was like, holy shit, I can't believe I bumped into all this stuff. So I did not pick that one up, but good stuff, Justin. We love you. And I can't wait to read this myself. All right, moving on. We got Comic Demon. Was out of town last night and stopped at a Walmart. So I picked up some 3-packs and found some fun books. Not sure if Amazing Spider-Man 61 is an error book. It seems like this. It seems like it has another cover page on the inside, but it's still weird. Walmart has the Frankies. I don't know why he was bringing up the Walmart because these are all Spider-Man 55. I do believe
It looks like he had multiple pictures submitted.
he did. This was the first one though, and
Yeah, that's dope.
those
pretty
are
cool.
those are doing quite well on the secondary. So
Yeah.
good on him. You know who always does well? Always is Vinny Whitlock right here, guys. Fantastic Four number 18. He's figuring this out to be a 3.5. You guys let me know what you see because I can't see it at all. It's a great Kirby cover, though. I do remember that.
Looks clean. Vinny, he must have the whole freaking run.
I mean, he's got every Silver Age issue ever produced, I think.
I know, right?
I think that. I really believe that. So good stuff right there. C to the G. He's the one that moved on last week to the finals with his Man-Thing. It's just a really good setup right there. C to the G. What do you got as an avid Star Wars fan?
Look at that.
It's all those nostalgic feelings. Marvel Star Wars.
Man.
Holy
I
mackerel.
love this. I can't see it again. Oh, there it is. It just came up for me. I'm looking at him like, how did he do that with the? 'cause,
Yep.
you know, it's the warp speed right there.
Yep.
I gotta know, man.
That's
It's
interesting.
gorgeous.
I like that. Yeah, it's great.
It's
Yo.
like, too bad he's in the finals. but
Okay,
this
well,
one-
Jeff.
yeah,
Jeff.
that's my name.
This is something. I'm gonna say something right now, and I know our votes don't matter here, but man, if I was C to the G right now, I would be sitting here saying, "I wish I didn't win last week,"
Right?
Yeah, for real.
because
For real.
I think he just beat himself.
I agree with that one. I think this is this is outstanding. I don't know if you guys can see on the left too. There's a Darth Vader,
Yep.
as well as the
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett on the right.
Yeah,
but
this is great.
I mean, I C to the G. Just let us know, man. Just
Wow.
let us know. I really dig it. I really dig it. So good stuff. Again, 2 weeks in a row, killing it. Nori Jordan. Another great entry right here. What do we got? Anyone who knows me in this hobby knows that Bullseye is my all-time favorite character. When I got back into the hobby, someone told me he was a member of the Thunderbolts. So I instantly started buying a run of the series. Sadly, I didn't realize he doesn't join the team until around issue 110. I love the series regardless, and especially the cover art of the first issue. This week, I finally got in a newsstand copy for only $10 as well. $10, God. As well as a newsstand number 4 and another copy of the number 1 second print. I figured this week I would show off a few of my Thunderbolts books. Maybe someday I'll have as many Thunderbolts number 1 as Chris does Adam Warlock. I'll tell you what, as of right now, you'd be in a better position in terms monetarily. But who knows, that Watlock?
Wait, what? What? Excuse me?
You
I
never
don't know, man. Homie, don't play that.
Here we go. But you know, Union Josh Comics. Here we go. Picked up this awesome Star Wars free comic book day from a few years back. Grabbed this recently from my local comic shop that had a bunch of these behind the counter and saved one for me. A huge fan of the Clone Wars era, as it's what I grew up with. Commander Cody, looking battle ready on the cover, was all I really needed to pull the trigger on the sale of this book. And you can see Commander Cody in the bottom right as well. Good stuff, Union Josh. Love that you're always submitting each and every week. Guys, my second fresh get, again, Newberry. Okay. I was there like 2 weeks ago, and I missed both of those. The Iron Man one came out today, or Wednesday. But this one, Champions number 1.
Oh.
Yeah. Just sitting
That's a
right
good
there.
one.
This is like 6 years old. It was sitting on the shelf.
That's awesome.
Wow.
With the regular, they don't have back issue bins. They just have stacks of books that are out. Okay.
That's great.
Wow.
That's great.
And I'm going to tell you guys something else. This is going for $30, but this isn't the craziest book I found.
Uh-oh.
Down a little
Uh-oh.
bit. Just be patient with me, because we got so many more people we got to check out their books, and we all have our third fresh gets of the week. Caution Comics, Tales of Suspense number 62, Origin of the Mandarin, and also includes where the Mandarin got the rings that are the bracelets in the new Shang-Chi movie. So UFOs, question mark, nice low grade, under $20. I don't think this will tie into MCU, but was an interesting read and got one more Silver Age book in the collection. I mean, this is a great get. Just as a fan, this is a great get. The origin of those rings that they may tie into in some way. I think it ties into the Eternal stuff. That's just my theory.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but I mean, I love this get, Caution Comics. So that's a really, really nice book.
That's a smart book to get.
I agree too. Yeah, absolutely. And I never noticed that the Mandarin has an M on his chest. That's so awful. That is so bad. But anyways,
Yeah,
good stuff, Caution Comics right there. Next up, we got Serge Henderson, a.k.a. 080879 lines. I have just got these a few days ago, so I'm hoping this could show up on the first Fresh from the Comic Shop with Jeff and Chris on Comic Book Canon. It did. It made it. Of course, we're going to show your stuff. I'm loving dude, John Byrne, speaking of Canadians, man, I say it almost every week. I love John Byrne's artwork. I love it. I collected this series as well. There's one, I think that's a Jay Lee. The second to the right bottom, I think that's a Jay Lee because it went from John Byrne to Jay Lee. But geez, man, I just love it. And then he's got the classic one, top left as well. So good stuff, man. Good stuff, Serge. All right. You know who else has good stuff? Quinton, your third fresh get of the week.
All right. I did ask you if slabs are okay. So this came in earlier than I expected. I'm starting to spread my wings a little bit in terms of some of the characters I'm collecting, and this guy came in.
Look at
9.4.
9.4.
Look at
Nice.
Yeah, it's a beauty copy. It's awesome.
Is that a newsstand?
No, unfortunately, it is not.
Just wanted to check.
I wish, but it's not.
That's some good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
I really dig that, man. That's a great. And by the way, you don't have to ask if slabs are okay. Of course they're okay.
Yeah. You bought that raw and sent it to CGC
No.
yourself?
I just bought it.
You bought it graded.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in an auction, and somehow I won the auction, and
Right.
so yeah,
Congrats
I love
on
that
that.
book.
Awesome.
By the
man.
way, Dan De La Torre says he doesn't put much effort into.
I saw that comment.
I'm not ashamed because I don't put effort as a background when taking pictures of my comic. You shouldn't be. But where's your fresh get this week, man? Hope you made it to the comic book shop. And I hope I didn't miss it too, by the way.
He was
Who do we
too
got?
busy going to baseball games, remember?
That's right. Was that last week? He was live for the game. We should
that
have
was
had
the
him
week
call in
before.
for the game. Not thinking, guys. Not thinking. All right. Next up, we got supercrispy.comics. Look at that. This
nice.
is old school. My pickups for fresh from the comic shop. Running through the dollar bins, I found these two.
Wow.
Hella. By the way, he's definitely from California because he says hella. You know that, Chris.
Yeah.
You know that for sure. It hella took me back to being a kid watching Hanna-Barbera cartoons and Temple of Doom on my grandparents' big-ass wood TV with the buttons.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that, too. Good pickups right there. Johnny Quest. I enjoyed Johnny Quest. I mean, I fucking loved Indiana Jones. Sorry, I was pretty emphatic about that.
That was good. I like
Chris.
that one.
Third fresh get of the week. What do you got? What do you got?
All right, guys.
You look pretty. You look very proud of this.
All right. My fresh get
No, don't. Oh my God.
isn't one.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Wow. I'm scared too.
Are you counting along with me?
It's a Watlock fan.
2, 3,
Exactly.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you guys know that I'm an addict. I've introduced myself many times as an addict. I don't hide from it anymore. I used to. I used to be very ashamed of myself, and it would just leave me with this feeling of.
He's setting us up for something here. Like
And-
there's something.
And
There's
but
gonna be a pivot of some sort.
I'm proud that at least I'm able to speak on my addiction. Now, to say if I'm working the steps to recovery, I don't know if that would be factual, but I can't lie. But no, it's not 8 copies of.
I knew it.
But I did get 8 copies
Wow.
of Ultimate Fallout for the facsimile edition. No, not first press. Look, first off, guys, yeah, I did go ham. I stocked up. One of these is for my son. He's a big Miles fan. Okay. A couple of them are gonna be for giveaways
Nice.
for my channel. And then a few, just to hold. I don't own an original or a second print or a variant or anything. So it's cool for me just as a collector to have one. But serious note real quick, guys. If you guys watch my video I dropped a couple days ago or watch my live stream today, my Friday Night Live, there's people right now that did the same thing as me. Oops, I got my other picks in here. And they went and they stocked up on these. And they're going on eBay and they're going online and they're being dishonest about what this is. And I'm going to let this be a lesson right now. I know a lot of folks in the community have been dropping pictures on Instagram, showing you guys what to look out for. But if you bring me up one more time, I want to let you guys know what to look out for. because these are so identical. Usually on a facsimile, you know, so say if it's a Silver Age, right? And it's 15 cents. The only thing that's different would be a $3.99 price, and then it would have a barcode. All right. So even then, it's hard to spot. With this, though, the original book was $3.99. So the price isn't going to be different. And the barcode is a modern barcode, so the barcode looks the same. So the only thing different is the Marvel logo. It's the same logo, but it's red. The original ones are black, kind of like a blackish gray. And then the barcode reads, if we can see if you guys, okay, see it says 0111. All right. Basically, Ultimate Fallout 4 is issue number 4. This is number 1 because it's a facsimile edition. It's a one-shot. Your Ultimate Fallout 4, your first copy or your first print and even your second prints are going to have a 004 right there. If it's a second print, it's going to have 2 over here. Or if it's considered a variant, it's going to have 2 right here as a covered B option. But you got to look out for that 4 on the barcode, guys. That's the main thing. So, I'm very happy to have these. I'm happy that Marvel's doing them and that there's cheap options for folks to get these books. But, they're so much alike, guys, and we got to be very careful. And shame on anybody that's trying to, dupe people in this community and in this hobby.
That's pathetic, and really,
It is.
it really is.
I agree.
By the way, I saw 3 of those at my local comic shop today. I decided not to pick any up. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Our last submission here is from Cover Junkies. Cover Junkie Comics, and as we all know, he's a Doom fan.
Yep.
Is this up? Because I can't see it again. Is it up?
Yeah.
It's up. It's up.
Cover Junkie Comics Doctor Doom number 10 just came in the mail and completes the run.
Yep.
An awesome pull list this week, but nothing feels better than completing a run. Congratulations on that, Mr. Cover Junkie Comics.
Right on.
All right. That
All
ends
right.
our audience submissions right there. But here's the deal. I have my last submission. Quinton, you have a job to do. You need to.
Yo, man. Yo, Jeff.
Yeah.
Are you John in to show this one off?
No, you're using John in the wrong. No, that's not how it works.
All right.
I can't wait to show off my John.
My John. You're John.
But
It's your John,
no,
right?
You don't say John. It's not a verb. Oh, my
It's a
God.
noun.
Yes. I can't wait to show off my John.
This is your John.
Anybody from the Philly area that's
Wow.
watching right now, please explain in the chat because I got something to show. This is my get right here. This, again, Newberry Comics. They have a whole bunch of grab bags is what they call them. So I saw this grab bag. I pulled it out. I was like, I don't know. X of Swords. Hickman is too. I mean, I don't think I have the mental capacity.
Wait, hold on there. Hold on. Okay. Is that like sealed?
Yes, it's sealed. Let me get to the story.
Okay.
Can I
Go
finish? I'm being such an asshole right now. So anyway, so they have these grab bags, right? As you can see, Marvel grab bag. I was like, okay, cool. And then you can only see this cover and the cover on the back. And I turn this around, and it's New Agents of Atlas number 2, which is the first appearance of Swordmaster. It's going for almost as much as New Agents of Atlas number 1. And I only got it for $6.99.
Nice.
Wow.
So guys, again, check out Newberry Comics. But what I want to do right now is I have no idea what's in this grab bag. You guys want to see what else? Or is
Let's
that
do it.
it's not like I'm just showing off too much?
No,
why not?
man.
We all
Get
know
into it.
Sports number
Let's
14.
do it.
Get into it.
And this is the prize right here. I was super happy to get this. But let's just open it up. Quinton, you have a job to do too, so this is
Yeah,
giving
of
you
course.
some time.
Okay, I'm thinking.
But I'm sure you're just as curious as I am.
I am definitely.
And let's see what we got. Take out War Realms right there. And we got Invisible Woman, number 3. Nice little Marilyn Monroe
Hughes.
cover. This is interesting right here. Okay, we got Ravencroft number 1, right? But the interesting thing about here is the first preview of Strange
Yep.
Academy. So a lot of people are
Nice.
chasing after these. So that's a nice one to have right there.
Yeah, that one made the top 10 a couple weeks, I think.
No,
A
recently.
while back, it was on
A while
the,
back,
on the
yeah.
list.
A while back.
While back, yeah.
Punisher Soviet. I don't know anything about this. It's not in great shape, but it's Garth Ennis, so it's not bad. Now, New Agents of Atlas #4. Not much heat around this book, but it is following 1, 2, obviously
Yeah.
3, and then 4. New Mutants #5.
Cool. And this whole thing
That's a
was
lot of
$6.99.
there's a lot of books in there.
$6.99.
There's a lot of books
Wow.
in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's awesome.
War Realms, War Scrolls. I read some War Realms. I was not too interested. I even left War
Me
Realms,
too.
New Agents of Atlas, which is a very hot book. It's they bring any of those characters to the big screen, it's gonna just blow up. Which there is plans, I do believe. But it's not that great of a read, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I
All
couldn't
right,
get into
Mortal
it.
Hulk #26. I love this cover, Alex Ross.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Invisible Woman #1. I mean, was Terry Dodson. I don't know who I just love.
Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes. It's such a great cover. And that's it right there, guys.
How
There's
many
a
books is that?
lot
Like
of comics
10?
in there. Yeah.
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comics. You're right. That's quite
That's
impressive.
awesome.
And I
Nice.
felt so bad about getting that New Agents of Atlas. I just bought another one. Just I don't know. I'm not going to waste time opening it up now. But it had Sleepwalkers 3 and Marvel Knights. So who knows what'll be in there? Maybe I'll put on Instagram what this was. But
All right.
that's a nice. I'm very happy
Yeah.
with. Honestly, man, guys, I'm very happy with the New Agents of Atlas #2, first appearance of Swordmaster.
Yeah.
So
Nice pickup. Yeah.
thank you very much. Thank you all for letting me indulge and showing you 10 books from that. But Quinton,
I'm gonna grab my other 7 books.
No, get out of here, man. Come on, you gotta pick. You gotta pick a semifinalist. Who are you thinking, man? And I'm putting you on the spot right now. You're going.
You've like disqualified. There's 3 of those people that really had really spectacular photos. I think it was Captain Marvel. There was the Star Wars one, which is awesome, but he can't be entered, right?
Yeah, he's a finalist. Yeah, he can't.
So the Captain Marvel can't be entered. The Star Wars can't be entered, which is a great one.
Captain Marvel, guys. I'm not sure. I don't remember the Captain Marvel.
With the birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
April,
I saw Spider
April.
Gwen on there. Yeah.
So, and then there was one other one, which was a great one that you said cannot be entered because they were on before. But I'm gonna have to. There's 2. I think it was Imarvel, which is one of the first ones, which was kind of cool.
Yep.
But the other one, because it's a hideous cover, is the Avengers Annual 10 with the video game in the back.
Yeah.
It's just because it's
Yeah,
I own that cover. It's one of the worst covers ever, but because of that video game in the back, it just gave it a little bit of life.
Yeah.
It's a key book right there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I mean, can you make a decision? Is what we're gonna ask right now of you.
I'm gonna have to. Why do you want me to? Do you want to choose for me?
Well, do you have 2 that you're fighting over, or
Yeah, he does. He has 2.
Those
He has
2, yeah.
Marvel
those 2 right
and
there?
Super Rad.
Yeah. Like, I mean, just because I chose it because of he kind of brightened up the terrible cover.
Right.
I
I hear
yeah,
you,
it's a
Jeff.
key
You
book,
wanna?
This is a tough one for me, guys. It's very tough. It's easy to go with Super Rad. There's so much there because it is a key book. And then, but E. Marvell has a unique, well, not unique, but he's really pushing this. The last book you'll ever read, and I like his presentation better.
Right.
To be honest, I'm going to vote for E. Marvell. Chris, you?
It's a moody picture that kind of goes with the book.
I'm honestly, when I didn't think I would be in the situation where my vote would even matter, but I was taking note. I take notes every time, no matter what. And this isn't gonna solve it, Jeff, because I'm going with Quinton, man. I just what Super Rad did to that, like you said, that hideous cover. And I love I love how there's subtle light in the middle of the book, but the rest of it is darkened, and your eyes are focused on this background, yet you see the center of this Avengers, and then boom, with the video game in the background. It did something to me when I saw it, man. So
Yeah,
we're still in a tie here.
No, we're not.
Still in a buckle.
I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay.
Avengers, yeah.
And we have it.
Deal breaker.
You are a semifinalist again.
I think people that own that book are kind of ashamed to own it, but they, proud at the same time.
There's no shame. There's no shame in owning this book. It's the first appearance from Rob.
That cover, man.
Super Rad is moving on to the semifinals.
Okay. Super
Rad will go up against next week's winner to become a finalist to go up against C to the G.
I'll tell you, man. I just want to showcase. See, can we bring C to the G's?
Oh yeah,
one more time.
That was a no-brainer. But I can't, right?
Yeah. So C to the G, you won. I'm going to call it right now. You are a winner today, no matter what, because I don't think I've ever seen, as long as we've been doing this, where you win, but then you decided to say, screw what I won for. I'm going to do something better and not care about it being better. You really killed it with this. I think this one right here, even though you're not going to be entered to win a slab off of this one or anything, I think this one right here should go into our Fresh from the Comic Shop Hall of Fame.
I agree. This is
good.
Really outstanding. I really dig it.
Yeah.
However, C to the G, you already have Man Thing. We can't.
I'm also jealous that he has those helmets.
I know, for real.
Right?
That Boba Fett one looks outstanding. All right.
Right.
That there is Fresh from the Comic Shop. Before we leave this segment, Chris, tell us how people can enter Fresh from the Comic Shop.
How you can enter and win something amazing like this 90.2 Darth Vader. I tried. I give up. Okay, anyways. All right, guys. Fresh from the Comic Shop. Go to the link below to the Whatnot app. Click that link. Download the Whatnot app, because you know that it's Whatnot that sponsors us each and every month to have these awesome giveaways. Download the app. Set up your account. It's really easy to do so. Go find us on the Whatnot app at Comic Book Canon. Follow us. Once you do that, you do the normal things that you do on Instagram. Take an awesome picture, post it. Make sure you tag us at Comic Book Canon, and you leave the hashtag FFTCS. And again, we look for three things: solid presentation, uniqueness in book, awesome story behind it. Give us a little emotional tug there on what's going on behind your book or the purchase that you made. So there you go. And yeah, we have one more semifinalist to pick this month for this beautiful 9.2 Darth Vader #3.
That was a great book. And that there again ends Fresh from the Comic Shop. Now, we're not going to have another Cosmic Minute. We got to talk to Tom to see if he has time, because his life has gotten very hectic because he's writing for a publication now. Congratulations to him. But before we move to the top 10 hottest comics of the week, Quinton has his own giveaway right now. Somebody here can win right now. Now, Quinton. By the way, first, before we do that, I just want to say that Super Red said he would have voted for C to the G over his own pick.
It was a great pick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, yes, Dan, we love you. We'll just vote for you because we love you. But not to take away from Quinton. Quinton is one of the nicest guys, not because he's Canadian, just because he's a nice guy. And he has. Quinton, what are you giving away?
All right. Tonight we're going to give away to the chat a Gleason 55 ASM 9.8.
I mean, come on.
Third print.
9.8. Yeah, let's go. Of course, Marvel Man.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Now, before we do that, y'all better be following Quinton, a.k.a. Comic Ozzi, on Instagram. He's going to have another giveaway there. And his YouTube link is down below. Y'all better subscribe to him there.
Thank you. Yes.
So, Quinton
Yes.
is going. By the way, Quinton is going to ask a question. Nobody can answer the question until they see a line that looks something like. Oopsies! Oh boy, that's bad. I did something not good. A line that looks like this in the chat.
Yeah. Not that line.
Not that line.
Just one that looks like that.
Yeah, one that looks like that. So basically, we are going to have Quinton. He's going to ask this question, and I'm going to put this in here right now, real quick. And as soon as he asks the question, the first person to answer it correctly will win that book. So here we go. Quinton.
Yes.
By the way, Carcom, the answer is Guar. Are they Canadian?
You win. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. That's a band. All right, here we go. Quinton,
Yes.
have at it.
All right. So earlier on the chat, the boys asked me where I grew up and what is that city that I grew up in north of Toronto?
And here we go. Don't answer until you see the line. I just sent it. If you need to probably. Richmond? Nope.
Nope.
Wrong co-host.
Whoa! Peter Thornton!
Oh, wow. Peter got
Who
it.
won?
Boo! We have a winner. That was quick. He pays attention. I
Wow.
couldn't. I'm just kidding. That was awesome.
Wow,
Fellow
Peter.
Canadian, I do
That
believe.
was really
Peter?
quick. Oh, look at that. The other, yeah, that's awesome.
Good stuff, man. Wow, everybody having at it. All right,
Peter,
you win that
right on.
9.8. Amazing Spider-Man, third print of Amazing Spider-Man 55.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
So Peter, hit
Thornton.
me, DM me on Instagram and give me your details, and I'll get this off to you.
Yeah, and y'all know at Comic Ozzi is the Instagram. So everybody
Right on.
follow
Thank you.
his Instagram, sub up to his YouTube down below. We're going to make that all happen. It's just great stuff. Great stuff. All right, moving on, though, because right now, y'all know what this is. This is where Chris this is his bread and butter. Is that right, Chris? Is this your bread and butter?
I'm excited. This week, man, I'm about to go in.
Well, let's go in on the top 10 hottest comics of the week, brought to you by, well, not brought to you, based off of Cover Price's data. That's right. Real data, based off of Cover Price's top 10 list. They released a list on Monday. Our live show was on Friday. We like to go over the list quickly, but Chris gets into the three most interesting books from that list. We are not sponsored by Cover Price, but we use their top 10 list almost like a stock index. Again, I use it as a tool almost every day. I enjoy it, and again, we're not sponsored by them. All right, here we go, Chris. Let's just get into the top 10 hottest comics of the week. That's right, it's an interesting week this week because at number 10, we have Matrix comic book preview. At number 9, we have Spider-Man number 1, the first team up of Peter Parker, Prime, and Miles Morales. At number 8 is Thor 134, the first appearance of the High Evolutionary. Number 7, we have Amazing Spider-Man 361. Y'all know what that should be. Number 6, we have Sandman number 25. At number 5, we have Pirate Queen number 1. I think this is 2 or 3 weeks in a row it's been on here. Number 4, we have Star Slayer number 2. At number 3, Nocterra number 1. At number 2, we have Marvel, Special Marvel Edition number 15. And at number 1, we have Amazing Spider-Man 546, the first full appearance of Mr. Negative. All right, I like this list, guys. Chris liked it so much, he had to leave him off camera and vomit.
It scared him.
Yeah, it scared him. He just got so excited he puked. I apologize. Quinton, what sticks out for you on this list? What do you dig?
You know what? Truthfully, the Thor really sticks out. I think with everything coming up in the MCU, it definitely has a lot in it and has a lot of connection to what's kind of coming up. In my opinion, like, there he's back.
Thanks, Chris.
I was here the whole time. What are you guys talking about?
Moving on, though, Chris. What is your first book you're picking from this list that you find most interesting?
Woo! All right.
Ah, I just gave it away! What was I giving away?
How dare you?
I'm messing up.
Spider-Man #1. Who had this? Somebody had this on their fresh hit.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Anyways, keep talking. I'll find it.
It's all good. Yeah, Spider-Man #1. Here's the thing. I made a video back in July about sleeper Marvel issue #1 issues. You know, to look out for, to pick up, whatever. And back then, high grades were going for maybe $10. I actually got mine off of an online sale. It was like 50% off. I think this was 2020. I think I paid like maybe $2 for mine. But this book has really boomed. Let's look at what it's done this week, and then we'll talk about why. 107% increase in sales with a high CGC 9.8 for $230. Solid, man. A high raw sold for $69, folks. Man, so again, going back when I made that video just a few months ago, $10 jumped up to 69. Big increase. There is a second print variant of this book where they are both in their masks. So be on the lookout for that one. I do believe that has a much smaller print run. We had a high raw of that sold this last week at $150. So these books are moving. What's really interesting about this book right now is not only do you have the speculation and possibility of Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man meeting up with a young Miles Morales and so forth, but you also have the upcoming Sony video game, which is the continuation of the Spider-Man franchise from the Sony Spider-Man video game that came out a few years back. Remember, then we got the Miles video game, and now the next Spider-Man game, we are actually going to see Peter Parker and Miles together. So it's really interesting, folks, because it's not always the case where you get video games that really pull people into comics. But what Sony has done with this Spider-Man franchise, it's really brought people in. I mean, remember, they did the whole PS4 Velocity and those comic books, those like miniseries, those limited series that were based off of the original video game. When did that come out? 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that, right? There's the MCU and the video game hype. So right now there's a little bit of both of that because we got the video game coming out, I believe, next year. I know my son knows because he's always talking to me about it. And then we have the No Way Home Spider-Man movie dealing with the Spider-Verse. So a lot of people are saying, oh, Miles is going to show up. Look, you already had Tom Holland's Spider-Man hanging out with Aaron, Miles' uncle, Donald Glover. I really hope to see Donald Glover come back as the Prowler. We know that Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige set some Easter eggs. I don't see a Miles Morales showing up in the Spider-Verse. There's already so much going on. We might see maybe Easter eggs or something like that, but I think it's too early. We do know that that Tom Holland signed another contract for another 3 films, and all we know about them so far from the Marvel execs is that it is going to take a more mature, darker tone. We're probably going to follow Peter through college, right? We might get some street level characters, Kingpin, I don't know. But if it's my guess, we're going to get a Miles Morales. And I said this, Jeff, I think we disagreed on our time frame a little bit when we talked about this last year. It's already been about a year, right? And we are getting a Spider-Man film every other year. So it's 2021.
Amazing.
That's 2023, 25, and 27. So we got 6 years until we get to the end of that new contract for Tom Holland. I have a feeling that we could see Miles Morales enter in between there somewhere, in between this next 3-film trilogy, because I do believe it is imperative that we do get a Tom Holland Peter Parker with a Miles Morales. So interesting to say, but hey, don't let my, say my predictions are somewhat accurate and we're not going to see a Miles right now. then don't be mad and say, I don't want to buy the book. Go look for books right now because it might be something later on. Now, specifically this book, I'm not telling you to go buy specifically this book, especially in a 9.8, but I guarantee you there's some out there that you can find for a decent value. And maybe, again, this is just my hunch. I always talk about patience. Maybe if you wait for the video game hype to die down and we don't get Miles Morales in No Way Home, maybe the book can cool back off a little bit, But hey, to each their own. I don't tell you to buy anything. I just drop facts and throw my opinions out there.
Yeah, real quick, Son of Comics, he had,
There it is.
And he has the second book right there that you're talking about as well. Son of Comics always sending in some great content to us, and he has both those books. I think that I think there's a possibility. I'm not going to go all in on Miles in terms of No Way Home, but I think there's a strong possibility we may see a tease, not a reveal, a tease of Miles. Yeah. I think there's so much more to explore with Peter, right? I think there's so much, and I don't know if, again, Tom Holland says he would do the character for life, but like, right. I don't. I think there's so much to explore with this character. I think his college years come up next, and then maybe his professional years, and maybe they can coexist in that universe, right? And I think that's what's going to happen. And actually, maybe I hope. So maybe my hope is kind of leading into my opinion. Quinton, what do you think?
I think there's definitely an opportunity to probably drop some Easter eggs. But I agree with you guys. I think there's a lot of story to tell. But with everything else that's kind of going on, there's a lot of changing of mantles. It's a little too soon for Spider-Man, but you know what I mean? Like, just with everything else that's going on, it would make sense that they would do it. But yeah, like, I mean, it seems like it's too soon, but you might be seeing some sort of hints of it.
Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Sorry I spoiled it for you, but I'm not going to spoil the next one. Chris, the second most interesting book of the week. What did you pick?
All right. I've been waiting. I should have waited and found. I like to go back and find the dates when I talk about certain books. I had this book on a couple of lists over the last couple of years on my channel. And I've been going hard on this run in my own personal collecting. Quinton called this book out, Jeff, when you were asking what popped out to him. And my second pick was Thor 134, first appearance of a high evolutionary. I've been looking at this book, like I said, for a couple of years. I think after we saw the first Guardian film, especially after the second, you guys know why. High evolutionary. It would make so much sense. The MCU is going more cosmic. We got Warlock. We had the Cocoon, the Atom Cocoon. There's just so much there. And finally, this book is getting some love. So let's look at the numbers. 78% increase in sales. And again, that's online sales. CGC 9.4. It's over $2,795 with a high raw of 770. And that book was a clean look book. Keep in mind, this is a Silver Age book. That book was clean. Now, I just looking at it was an eBay sale. I'm not even going to give you a great number, but it was a beautiful looking Silver Age book that sold for $770. So, look, there's a lot of ways that the high evolutionary could come in. A lot of people are thinking that with the next Guardians of Volume 3, they could bring him in. We know that if you don't know, high evolutionary had a role in creating Warlock, creating him and turning him into Warlock. So we could see that happen. They can kind of jump to that and make that happen in one film, which I think would absolutely work. I don't see the high evolutionary as being a one-off, but I also don't see him as being the next Thanos as well. So he is a villain that they can introduce and to a certain capacity and then kind of bring him in and out. But remember the comics, guys, there's the high evolutionary war. And I think that would be a nice build-up at some point, even if it's like in the middle of a trilogy or a franchise, like how they did Civil War within Captain America. But I think that High Evolutionary is definitely a character, a villain type character that in his own, because, you know, villains get a bad rap. Don't invest in villains and all this. And there's some, you know, we could go down that conversation for another time, but I always talk about Silver Age or Bronze Age or some of these more classic books that you really got to look at, that no matter what happens with the MCU, these are books that are going to continue to increase in value over time. And I'm going to say it like this again. The farther we get away from these books and the older that these books get, the more they're going to be sought after. You know, even the comments continue to slightly increase, you know, whether that's a little bit of inflation, whether it's a little bit of more collectors coming into the hobby and holding on to them, supply and demand. But when you have any key element in a day and age of this hobby where consumers and collectors are savvy because we have apps and databases and everything at our fingertips, we're looking to the next best things. We're caring about origins now. We're caring so much about first covers or, you know, first team ups and all these things. These things that are happening, first appearances and all these key elements in Silver Age books are going to continue to increase. So for me, his introductory into the MCU is going to be the icing on the cake. And I will say that this is probably one that, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and I'll let you guys jump in. I do think it's a decent time to still buy, because the only reason this book jumped this week is because of speculation, which we all like to do. The only way that I think this book can be a bad investment is if you wait, right? You know, and we get a trailer, and then the book booms, and then the villain comes and he's a one-off. If the villain comes and he's a one-off, then, you know, we could definitely see people losing interest, maybe selling the book, flooding the market. And then, you know, if it's not something that you want to hold and you sell, you might take a loss. I don't know, but I'm staying hopeful that this villain is going to be represented good in the MCU, and that this is a decent key Silver Age book that's going to have long-term investment value.
I mean, even with Thanos, though, that dropped off, okay? So villains are a tough one. It's like Miles, you know, Wolverine, those books, for example, are solid. Those are strong books that are not going to drop off. But, you know, the Thanos book, Iron Man 55, also has Drax in it, too. So it's a tough one. Quinton, though, your thoughts first.
I just have one word: Galactus. I think it's just going to be like connecting everything kind of together to bring in for me, that's just my opinion, the big bad, like with the whole like Warlock, and someone mentioned Rocket and everything that's kind of happening. Yeah. Like there's just too many dots that can be connected with this character. And I think it's just going to be he's going to be used as a tool, right? To bring forth other things. Yep. But it's a great book. It's a great book.
Yeah, this has been on my list for a while, and I just have not pulled the trigger, and I don't know why. Like there's one that was sitting, you know, in the comic, you know, before I moved. There's I would go every weekend digging through the dollar bins, but they had nice wall books behind the glass, and I'm just like, and it was a fine, and like, I don't know, I couldn't do it. But you know, he's got so many connections in the MCU. You know, Rocket is I like Heroes Reborn. He might have something to do with Rocket, but he also created Spider-Woman too. Right. So, and you know, the way I was introduced to him, Chris, you mentioned this was the Evolutionary War, the annuals. There was a big annual series. So there's so much they can do with him. You know, there's rumors that Mark Hamill is gonna, you know, kind of is gonna play him in the film. So who knows? But this is one you should, if you have an opportunity to get it. It's definitely classic.
Do you remember the price tag on that one you were looking at?
I was looking at some that were like 100 and change.
Yeah, $140 for a fine.
But I've been following a few for a while, but when this announcement came out, and if you look on eBay, it's like 20 sold on like that day. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I purchased my copy of this some years back. I think I paid only like $30 for. Yeah. That's no brainer. I think it might be about a VG plus, but still, man, I'm all about the mid grades. If I can get them at a good,
definitely.
You know,
All right, moving on. Now, what is your third pick from this list? What book did you pick? What do you got?
All right, guys. I had a couple options, man. I could have gone with some Spider-Man, some more Spider-Man, but I had to go with this book again because I really wanted to break this down. Special Marvel Edition number 15. This was my number one pick last week. It's going to be my number one pick this week. And the reason why is because of the statements that I made last week and how I discussed this book. And just to give a refresher, first appearance of Shang-Chi, for those that don't know, the film dropped. It was great. Great reviews. Great Rotten Tomato score. It's been doing amazing things at the box office, even in the COVID era. So once the movie dropped, it made a record sale on a CGC 9.8 at $20,000. $20,050 to be exact. And I talked last week about how, look, this movie drops and we're getting record high prices, where usually you get the trailer, you get the hype before the movie, then the film drops and it might kind of stagnate or cool off a bit, where this one kind of did the opposite. But I even said last week, I said, well, it's the first week, we'll see. But I also said, I did talk about how I do feel like, you know, the movie will come out of the theaters, go to VOD and whatnot, and we could see some ebb and flow, some cooling off. But I think that this book is here to stay. This movie is solidifying this character to a much broader audience, to a global audience, a bigger cultural audience. And I do think that this book is now, without a doubt, another Bronze Age blue chip key, right there in the same breath as Tomb of Dracula 10, Werewolf by Night 32, ASM 129, you know, Hulk 181. And I'm not talking about, they don't all have equal value, but they're in that category of Bronze Age blue chip keys. So I was stating all those things, and it hits the top 10 again this week, but it has a dip in sales in a CGC 9.8. So that 9.8 sold this week for $13,800 after that record-breaking $20,000 last week.
Wow, that's a big drop.
Big drop, right? In terms
That's crazy.
Of just looking at numbers and percentage. But let's talk about what that means in terms of perspective, folks. Okay, because this is what's going to happen. I you know, and I'm not if any YouTubers are watching and you guys have done this already, I'm not mad at you, but I guarantee you there's probably some YouTubers out there that may have already done it or are going to do it, and they're going to be like, what's going on? Like, you know, special edition 15, you know, plummets or crashes, or what's going on with the market? It's not the case, folks. Okay, we can't get this twisted. Look at this. I'm going to break some stuff down for you guys. Perspective. In early 2021, before the first trailer of the film, now we've been knowing that this film was in development and it was happening, and that they were filming. But before the first trailer, the fair market value for a CGC 9.8 was roughly $6,700. All right? Get this. The first trailer released in April. All right? From post-trailer to pre-release, which would be April to August, because it was released the first week of September. So from April to August, the fair market value was about $14,443 with a record high of $15,700 that was set in June. So again, what does that look like? It means that there were sales in between that record high. So there were sales before the 15.7 and after the 15.7 that were around $1,400. And it hovered around that same price for those, five months or so, right? Now, check this out. The current sale on this 9.8 for 13.8 is only a 4.5% drop from the current fair market value from the last 5 months. So basically, the most recent sale sits right in line with the fair market value over the last 5 months, folks, since we saw the trailer. All right, so do you see how that's putting it into perspective. Now, here's another thing you have to understand. This is an early Bronze Age book. And it's a black cover. There's not a lot of 9.8s out there on the census. There's even less 9.8s out there for sale. So what does that mean? It means that one sale can skew fair market value like that. And get this. When the movie was released, you might have only had that one 9.8 CGC on the market, or this was a heritage auction, actually. There might not have been any on eBay at the time. There might not have been any anywhere else. And it was one person that said, I'm willing to pay 20 G's. One person that's probably sitting on a crap load of money, and I'm paying 20 G's. So let's look at some of the other grades of this book for a little more perspective, guys. The buy it nows of this book in every grade have stayed steady. All right. You had one recent 9.6 sale drop from that was about an 11% since post trailer. So since we saw the trailer, you had a recent 9.6 drop about 11% from that 5-month fair market value. That's not that much still too similar. And there's a similar trend with every grade, where this book was sitting at a very low fair market value comparative pre-trailer in the beginning of the year. It almost doubled in fair market value overnight when the trailer dropped. That fair market value kind of sat for 5 months, kind of with a little bit of a bell-shaped curve. And now that the movie's been out for a couple of weeks, we see a little anywhere from like a 4% to an 11% drop. Here's the thing, though. This week saw a record high raw sale of $2,325. The previous high raw sold in August for $1,900. That is a 22% increase, folks. Fair market value is a rolling number that is just an average of what's out there. If you are looking at a fair market value of this book in X grade, whether it's this key book in a 9.6 or a 9.8, and over the last few months, there's been like 1,000 sold. When you compute fair market value, it's an average. You're taking all the sales, adding up the amount, and dividing them by how many issues were sold, and that's your rough fair market value. Fair market value will never be an exact science, and it's always moving. When you have a book that's literally selling, especially this in a 9.8, maybe 1 or 2 a month, to sit here and look at a record high that was extremely high, that was like, over 25% increase from the standard fair market value over the last 5 months. And then you have like a 35% decrease of one sale a month later. Again, I just want everybody to understand this is perspective. This book isn't crashing. The market's not crashing. Oh, look, the movie came out and it's bombing now. Because I even talked about this last week. I gave a hypothetical, decrease in sale to where if you actually look at all the numbers, when you're looking at percentages and when you're looking at the amount of books out there, not that much is moving. I still believe that this book is here to stay. It's never gonna. I place a bet right now that this book in every CGC grade, from a 1.0 to a 9.8, is never gonna hit that floor of what it was before the trailer drop. And I'm gonna say it one more time before I wrap up. What was that 9.8 fair market value in the beginning of 2021? $66,700. So right now, basically that fair market value tripled off of one sale, right? It doubled and hovered, tripled off of one sale, and is right back down to around a double of that. I guarantee you will never, ever see a book in any grade sitting at the fair market values that they were pre-trailer. And look, a high grade broke, a raw sale broke records still. So
he's here to stay. Like, honestly, and it's a very good point you're bringing up that the fair market value is not an exact science. You have somebody going 20K for it, and that's just one person. Who knows how many 9.8s are out there because it's very hard. Black cover. I really, you're on point in everything you said. I do want to hear Quinton's, thoughts on this as well, though.
Sure. I think prior to everything that transpired, I think that when the book increased in price, I think people were just like, oh, the book is actually valued at this. It wasn't, it was like, I know, Chris, like the word undervalued. Yeah. It's like, it's a weird thing, but I don't think it was sitting at the proper price. It should have been.
Yeah.
And people are realizing, oh, there's all this thing that's happening here. That's where this book should be sitting with all these things happening. And I think people are also realizing that something is being set and this book is involved in that. It's not just a one-shot kind of movie. It's going to be involved in a lot of things. And I think that's what's going to give it that stability.
Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if he made an appearance in the Eternals briefly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you and I both think, Quinton, that signal that came from the rings, I guess that Wong was referring to. I think it was Wong who said that. That could be from the Eternals, like that,
right.
Or Celestial or what have you. So
something.
Yeah, and again, this movie hasn't even opened in China yet, too.
Yeah.
That's another big thing. Once that happens, again, he's here to stay.
For sure. Yeah,
I thought it was a great.
I like Quinton. You bringing up the fact of, and I rarely use. I don't like to use the term undervalued.
I know
a lot, because I think there's a lack of understanding of what undervalue means in terms of finance, and it's basically when an intrinsic value is not realized on the market, and it's arguable it's arguable with comics what defines intrinsic value. Because I think there's a fine line when there's movie hype. I think there's a fine line in calling movie hype intrinsic. It's more of an extrinsic value that people are looking at for investment purposes. But it's such a fine line because, like you said, even though this is movie hype, I think what it's doing is it's allowing people to come back to the comics and recognize the intrinsic value that was there all along, especially with this book and this character because of its cultural significance.
Right.
And I think that's something that's very, very big with this book and why this book is going to stay around and why I will stand firm and consider it a solid Bronze Age blue chip key. So I just wanted to speak to that. You pointed that out. Absolutely.
Ron, I just one more thing. I think they did, like I've only seen bits and pieces of the movie. I haven't seen it in its entirety, but I know they paid really good homage to the key elements of the book in terms of like heritage and so on and so forth. Right. But everything that happened after the movie, like the little Easter eggs, it's there for a reason. And that's what, like, I mean, we know that all these books are connected to movies now and TV. It's going to happen. It's happening. And I think that was there for a reason. And that gave it a different kind of value. Once that happened, it gave that book a completely different value because it's going to move it forward. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, definitely. And, he's been in a part of the Avengers for quite a few years now. So that they're heading in that direction. Kevin Feige also runs the comic book division of Marvel.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that they push out there for a reason.
It's done with a purpose. Yes.
Keep an eye on those things. Definitely keep an eye on those things. So, but right there, that ends the top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of Cover Price's data. We'll have a new and interesting list next week. Guys, definitely it's going to be a Kate Bishop week. I'll tell you that. But I also Carcom with Why the Last Man next week. So we'll see. We shall see. But again, that ends top 10 hottest comics of the week. Have you guys seen Why the Last Man yet? I have not. It's on Hulu.
I have not seen it.
My son was watching it.
You like it?
He's liking it. Yep.
Yeah, so I definitely want to check it out. All right, this is the time.
You know what show I recommend?
What's that?
That they're doing the Wu-Tang Saga show.
I tried watching the one or two episodes when it first came out. I could not get into it.
Yo, it's dope. I felt the same way. I'm like, this is like, because I'm like that with like biopics where they try to, but I really I was watching it with my son, and I felt the same way after the first couple of episodes, and I'm like, what, but then I just kept watching it, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. And now the second season came out, and I'm even more. So I love when a show, you're kind of like, you don't know, and then you get into it. So
all right, I'll try and give it a try. By the way, Zach W., you are the best for spending time with us, so thank you for that. I'll give it a shot. But right now, questions for our good friend Quinton. I'm kind of eager to do this. What do you guys think about this? We're going to wrap up the show, but remember when I told you I felt so bad for getting this book for $7? I had to buy another grab bag. You want me to open that one up?
Sure.
You don't sound too enthusiastic, Chris.
No, go for it. Yeah.
real quick too. So maybe, my son needs to be, he's like a producer in the background. He's in the ear. So he just confirmed that the next video game, Spider-Man 2, isn't coming out till 2023. So maybe don't sit.
The next game is coming out?
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
maybe don't sit on trying to find a good deal on
2023?
That's crazy.
They just released the trailer. That's insane.
Yeah, man.
All right. So yeah, this is the second Marvel grab bag I picked up from Newberry Comics. Had Sleepwalker 3 on there, and Marvel Knights, which is an interesting read, but nothing like New Agents of Atlas. So let's just open it up, shall we? Continue talking. You guys all continue talking.
Do they do different ones each week?
No, there's just a bunch on a shelf, right?
Oh, okay.
You had indie books, you had DC books, you have Marvel
okay.
books.
Oh, I see.
Good Marvel variants. You may have had some DC variants. I think there's indie variants as well.
Sure. Okay.
I'm just going to get right into it here. You guys know, so there's 8 other books that are involved. So what we got here is, let me just move this. Marvel Knights. Okay, we talked about that. We got, this is good. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, #1.
Oh, cool.
That's a decent one. Right?
Okay.
I'm into that. Good old Layfield with some decent feet. Major X,
Number 3.
A rarity.
Strike Force #2. This may be a thing. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look into that. Looks like a Jay Lee cover. I don't know. I like that cover. Anyway, Strike Force #2. God, this run. Amazing Spider-Man #41. Meh. Hey, I got an Invisible Woman #3, the second one. Okay. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #12. All right. Bounty Hunters #2. I'm into that. I'm good with that. And then Multiple Man #2. Interesting cover. I do like that cover. And then, as you know, Sleepwalker #3. Nothing big there. The two Star Wars books, the Bounty Hunters, I'm happy with that. Actually, getting those two. So that's it.
As a bargain shopper myself, I mean, you're getting books for like what, 60, 62 cents, 63 cents each, or something like that.
I just felt like I had to give back a little bit more.
You feel better now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. The Bounty Hunters, I'm happy with again.
You can't put a price on that.
On happiness, you're absolutely right about that. So, but you could put a price on the New Agents of Atlas.
Right.
I'm hyping that up right now. But keep an eye out on those characters that are coming out from New Agents of Atlas, so you guys can get those books, because Shang-Chi is most likely going to lead into a group like that. That's from the Asia Pacific region.
Right.
So,
yeah, I agree.
anyways, Quinton, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on here.
It's been fun. Thank you. Yeah.
We wanted you to fail, as we, most guest co-hosts, we want them to fail just so we can kick them off.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You made it through. You're gonna get one of those varsity jackets, the alumnus varsity jacket, if and when we ever produce it, which we probably won't.
Right
we
on.
just put it out there that you mean that much to us.
You mean we're gonna join? We're gonna start a gang?
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, how many
brotherhood, a cult?
We've had like 20, 25 guest co-hosts, Chris, right?
Yeah, it's adding up now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So
You know what we're gonna do tonight, guys? We're gonna take over the world.
I can't hear you.
We're
By
gonna
the
take
way,
over the world.
oh yeah, definitely. Dan De La Torre, another former guest co-host who deserves a varsity jacket too,
Yes.
said that Quinton killed it tonight. I agree.
Thank you.
And we are, I guess we are kind of like a cult. If you say that, then we're gonna take that in and ask for money. No, that's not true. Anyways, it's been great. It's been an amazing episode. I had so much fun here with everybody tonight. Peter Thornton, you won that Amazing Spider-Man number 55. You better hit
Yes, you do.
Kamikaze up.
I'll get that sent off to you.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys in the audience, you make this all worthwhile for us. We have so much fun doing it. We greatly appreciate the time you spent because time is the most valuable commodity. These comic books are valuable to us, but time is the most valuable commodity. Ozzi! Ozzi!
My variant.
What? Made an appearance.
My variant. Look at this. We got multiple OZs in the house.
Wow.
Ozzi and Ozzy. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's a lot.
Shout
And
out
then,
to my variant.
Chris, any parting words here, and then we're going to throw it to Quinton, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, parting words. Okay. Last year, I had somebody come at me and offer me a CGC 8.5 Special Edition 15. And excuse me, 8.0. And they wanted to trade me for my Clone Wars #1 newsstand that's roughly very fine. Had a couple of big color breaking spine ticks. And they wanted to give me the 8.0 CGC Special Marvel Edition 15 and $200 cash for a raw, very fine, very rare newsstand Clone Wars. Should I have taken it?
I'm gonna say no. I'll be honest, here's why, because people are like crazy for Ahsoka, right? And that show is coming.
And it's only the beginning for it, yeah.
And then let's see. You'll know your answer when that show comes out, okay?
Yeah.
You'll know your answer.
Yeah.
Is that your final words, though? No, you don't want to think.
Oh, man. Quinton Kamikaze, man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much for hanging out.
I appreciate it. You guys have been great,
like
gracious hosts. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got to get out to Canada. I went to
Sure.
British Columbia when I was 7. So, but I got to get out there, man. You guys are awesome. So many
Come to
great
Toronto.
Canadians. Yeah. I want to so bad.
For sure.
But thanks for hanging out. Thank you so much for your the giving away a prize to our viewers tonight. Very gracious of you.
My pleasure.
So thank you to everyone hanging out too. And I just noticed someone saying, God willing, guys, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you pray to, or if you don't pray at all, you just want to send me positive thoughts, fingers crossed, I will be back at the house in the den.
Yay.
Next week. I'm hoping. So thank you guys for those kind words. I appreciate you all. Jeff, that's what I got.
All right, Quinton, you get parting words, the final parting words. But before you do,
Yep.
Slots is asking, how do you make sex on the beach? Like, honestly, if we have to explain that to you. He means the shot. He means the shot.
The shot of the drink.
The shot and the drink are the same, I do believe. I haven't made one of those in a long time.
It's
fruity.
some liquor and some juice. Yeah.
There you go. It's a fruity drink. All right,
It's a
moving
fruity
on.
drink.
Anyways, so your parting words, please.
If you know what, I just have to say that this right now is happening because of people like you. You guys have inspired me to push forward and be creative in this space and grow in the community. So my parting words are thank you. I appreciate everything you guys do, and I appreciate you having me on here. It's fantastic to be in this opportunity, and I can't thank you guys enough. You're awesome. Like in terms of what you put out there into the community and helping it grow. I just want to be a part of that, and that's what it comes down to.
We greatly appreciate that, but honestly, the honor is ours. And we know that there's only like amazing things coming from you in the next few weeks, months. So everybody needs to follow.
Thank you.
Kamikaze right here on Instagram, and also subscribe to Kamikaze's channel down below. And if you don't, we're going to come after you. All right, guys, it's been a great show.
Right
we look
on.
forward to having another great show next week. But until then, y'all need to be safe and good to each other. So promise us that, and we'll promise to be back next week.
And no scamming.
No scamming.
We'll see you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.